President Obama gets attacked pretty much for anything he does in regards to the troops or national security. The Republicans don't like him. They see him as hating America, not respecting the troops. And so we're going to show you a video. And it was all too easy for conservative pundits and Republican politicians to attack him based on what you're about to see. Let's take a look.
I'm already offended.
Marine One.
I don't know why, but...
In slow-mo now, in case you don't understand why your head should have exploded. So there, he gets off of Marine One, and as he's leaving, he has coffee in his hand, and he salutes with the coffee, and the nation has ground to a halt as a result of it. Let's see, before we have some video, let me just go through some of these tweets first. Alan West, who is he was in the military at least. Most of the people you're going to see here weren't in the military. He's most known in the military for conducting mock executions. And so he knows everything about military honor. He said, if there was ever any doubt as to the level of regard Obama holds for our military, this latte salute seals the deal. Todd Starnes, who is most famous for just being on Fox News, nobody understands why. Mr. President, they are not baristas, they are United States Marines. Which is a great point, because if they were baristas, you wouldn't salute them in the first place, you moron.
Why the unnecessary dig at baristas?
I don't know. I was a barista.
Are you saying that you
What's wrong
don't
with being a
value
barista?
the lives of baristas in America?
Yeah.
They're Americans too. You sound pretty fucking unpatriotic.
Oh, I hope they spin his next drink that he orders, which is probably a latte, by the way. Look at him. Todd Starnes, I'm surprised Obama didn't order the Marine to get him some cream and sugar.
They're completely being consistent about this, right? I mean, it's not like you're going to pull out a picture of George Bush doing something similar than that, right? Because this is fucking serious.
Yeah, no, I looked for a picture of him saluting with a coffee cup. I wasn't able to do it, but we did find one with a fucking animal. Let's look. So there's Barney. He's a very cute looking dog.
That's respectful.
Yes. He also, by the way, doesn't it look like Bush is like affectionately pushing his head into the hair of the woman he loves? Like his eyes are closed in an intimate moment.
Yes.
He's
Bush
saluting there.
He just always looks dumb.
Yes. Well, he looks like a goofball. Now,
he does.
So thank you for bringing that up. Now, so the conservative bloggers went crazy about the teacup salute. Instantly, that was countered by this picture of Bush. And then there was a counter push from the right saying, how could you possibly think that that is as ridiculous as holding up a coffee cup? You're right, it's not the same level of ridiculous. Obama was casually saluting because he already had something in his hand. Bush was pushing his face into the fur of a freaking animal, looking like a goofball. It's not the same, it's worse.
So,
By the way,
all, this is a non-story, right? Like, this is a ridiculous...
I wish!
A ridiculous...
Wish it was a non-story.
...criticism by the right wing. Who's Alan West? What is Alan West doing with his time?
He's a loser.
No one, right? He's the most irrelevant person in America, right?
Sarah Palin.
I think Sarah Palin might be a little more relevant than him, okay? But like, what drives me insane is that these are the people that are constantly fear-mongering about terrorist groups abroad, right? And instead of like focusing on that and maybe talking about what their solutions might be, let's complain about Obama holding a coffee cup. And what did they want him to do? Curtsy? Are you supposed to curtsy every time you see the members of the military?
Yeah.
And why do we? I get it, okay?
Cool.
They risk their lives to fight in wars that are unjustified at this point, okay? And I feel bad that they have to do that, and I feel bad that they choose to do that. But why is it that we have this high regard for members of the military, and then we have absolutely no regard for people that live in the United States, that are living in poverty, that might need our help?
That are baristas.
Yeah, fuck them. Let's cut funding for any type of governmental program that helps the poor, something that I would much rather have my tax dollars go toward, and let's funnel that money toward more defense spending so we can launch more preemptive wars and unjustified wars. That's the real problem here. But these fuckers are focusing on the most dumb, ridiculous thing I've ever heard of in my entire life.
Everywhere.
No, they did. No, they were doing that segment on Fox News, but that was right after they did about 45 minutes about how could we go to war if we still have a year-long backlog at our military hospitals here in America, right? Because they're upset about that. No, they're upset about the latte thing. They're not upset about the fact that we don't give a shit about our soldiers, that the Republicans tried to block the new GI Bill when it came up for the soldiers, that what percentage of soldiers have to go on food stamps. They don't give a shit about any of that. Or commit suicide or come back with PTSD and can't get services. They don't care about any of that shit. They just care about this. Because because the Marines are back. I don't care if you guys don't take care of me when my leg gets blown off. But please make sure that black guy fucking does this thing.
I think that's the best point. You care about our troops so much. What are you doing to help troops with PTSD?
Nothing.
What are you doing to ensure that we don't continuously remain in stupid ass wars that are unjustified so these people don't have to deal with both physical injuries disabilities and also mental and psychological issues. I mean, it's so disingenuous and it's so stupid and it makes me so angry, right?
Yeah.
And obviously they're probably grumpy because they don't know. They haven't gotten the memo on what the best part of waking up is. It's Folgers in your cup, okay? So get yourself some. I'm just
Wow.
joking.
I hope we get a sponsorship by them.
I know, me too.
Oh, let's do. Hey,
A couple of years ago, a historian wrote a book about this. It seems like the sort of thing that they would have done forever, and they're certainly acting like it is, but it's not. So this is from a book by Rachel Maddow, who wrote, soldiers were supposed to salute their president. The president was not supposed to salute the soldiers. No modern president, not even old General Eisenhower, had saluted military personnel. It might even be, well, sort of improper, because many of these presidents did not serve in the military. Reagan seemed disappointed of this news. He had sort of inquired about it because he was interested in it. Klein, who is a former member of the military, suggested he talk to the Commandant of the United States Marine Corps and get his advice. And the Commandant's advice ran something like this: you're the goddamn president. You can salute whoever that you goddamn well please. So Ronald Reagan continued saluting his soldiers, and he encouraged his own vice president and successor, George H.W. Bush, to do the same. And every president since has followed. Now, Bush barely served in the military. Obama did not serve in the military. Many historically would have said it was inappropriate for them to salute as if they had. And by the way, if you're going to treat them as, the general of generals, a senior officer can choose if he fucking salutes someone or not. He doesn't have to do shit.
Yeah.
So it's ridiculous to point it out. And it's ridiculous for... We're going to show you the video in just a second. For people like Sean Hannity and Karl Rove to callously joke about this, they care so much about saluting. Yes, they will salute formally and properly at every soldier as they send them to unnecessarily spill their life's blood on the sand of some foreign country they never should have even been in. They'll salute to every single one of them as they send them to unnecessarily die. So here, let's show the video of these two jackasses talking about the salute.
All right, before we get to that, did you see the latte salute? The president gets off Marine One today. Oh, well, hang on. Obviously, you've seen it. I mean, how would President Bush ever do that?
Yeah, are we surprised? After all, we got a chai-swillin, golf-playin, basketball trash-talkin, leading from behind. I got no strategy. Osama bin Laden is dead. GM is alive. A community organizing commander-in-chief. How disrespectful was that?
I was shocked.
Insensitive. Look.
You can't stop and salute the brave men and women. What is that?
Yeah, and look, he knows there are going to be two Marines at the bottom of Marine One when he gets off. And the idea that I'm going to just sort of jaunt out there with my chai tea and give him the old... it's not a latte salute, it's a chai salute, because he drinks chai tea. But, please, how disrespectful was that? No, look, the president, he has demonstrated over the last 6 years that the military, he's not convinced that the U.S. military has been a force for good. He thinks that they have, frankly, created more problems than they necessarily have solved in recent years. And he has cut their budget dramatically. And we saw in that gesture as he exited Marine One what he thinks of him. He's got his tea. He's on his way to his meeting. Those Marines are saluting him, and he's the commander-in-chief just giving him the latte salute right straight back.
Really, really fast. So it's 2014. If you want to drink chai, Starbucks is everywhere. Stop pretending as if chai is drinking some sort of arugula smoothie or something. Everybody drinks chai because it's delicious.
There's nothing wrong with arugula smoothies.
Well,
and
that too.
also,
I know, but I'm saying it's very common.
Why is chai? And by the way, I didn't know that basketball trash-talking dudes were also really into chai lattes.
Yeah, it's a liberal, elite, urban sort of fusion.
They're like, oh, we can't really pick whether we want to call him elitist here or if we want to make him seem like he's some sort of thug. So let's go ahead and go with both.
Yeah, and by the way, Karl Rove, no military service, loves the military, didn't want to serve in it, got deferred for a number of different reasons.
Sean
Hannity, no military service.
Get out.
No military service for either of them. You can't just cut your hair as if you used to be in the Marines and then pretend as if you know what the military wants.